All right, now last time we were together, what we did is we did an anchor where we started off with God as that circle. If you would like to take home your cock feather and show your loved ones, or you could show your family on the Zooms or whatever, the last taquito, because I love that trick. That's a great trick. And you need a Cersei for coming. All right. Okay, so we talked about God, and we did the deep breath, and we did the Yahweh, and we matched an inhale and exhale. So stand at the top of your mat, find your mountain pose, which is rolling your shoulders up and back and down. Really grinding those feet, like really connecting the feet, big toe mound, pinky toe mound, the heel left and right of the heel of the foot. Lift up all of the toes so that the work is really in the foot. You're creating an arch if you don't have one. And then you can lay gently down the toes. And you're just breathing in, imagining that circle, imagine that donut, right? Breathing in halfway, exhale till you come back to where you started with that first bite of the donut. Or if you prefer, imagine a Ferris wheel, breathing in, riding the Ferris wheel to the top. Looking out over the fairgrounds or whatever the view of the amusement park you can see, and then exhale and meet back down on the ground you got on the car. Breath in, Yah, exhale, way. God the Father, God the Creator, God how we have life. And you think that every time you take that breath, it's just like when God shaved Adam out of the clay and breathed in and you have life. We do too. But we don't access it, right? We breathe shallowly all the day, and that's that deep, nice breath. All right, so today, you can flutter your eyelids open if you had them closed. We're going to the anchor, that's the part, that's the cross. And so now we're moving to God the Son. All right, bonus points for you. All right, so the idea is that we're going to work on strengthening postures today to remember that if you're anchored and you know it, we'll strengthen our spirit. God so loved the world that he sent Jesus to die on the cross and be resurrected for our forgiveness of sins, so that we can get her done and do the work he's called us to do. And when we don't get it right, we can try again, and try again, and try again. All right, move from the mountain now to take one hand to the chest and one hand to the belly. Let the breath come in and out. And we'll pray the serenity prayer together. Reach arms high. God, grant me the serenity, and give yourself a big hug. All right. Notice which elbow is on top as you take in that serenity, that peace that only comes from God. And with this serenity, we're going to set the things we cannot change. Take the arms back to back if that works for your shoulders, and if it doesn't, just take your hands, forearms together. And then lift the elbows up and maybe open up the upper back. The shoulder blades continue to relax down the back. If you start to eat up the space between your shoulders and ears, just consciously bring those shoulders back down as you lift elbows up. Take the arms out to the side, bend the elbows, and be strong with the bicep muscles, and say, and the courage to change the things I can. All right, superheroes. Find your strength. And then hand to the heart, hand to the belly, and the wisdom to know the difference. Breath in and breath out. Now, when you were first made, and maybe Lillian can help me with this because she's our medical expert, your first, the nervous system that is the oldest way of the first nerve, the enteric nervous system, is that one that works with that vagal nerve, and that's really a lot to do with your gut and your belly. So holding on to that intuition, that belly, that feeling like, when you have butterflies, that's truly like that part of you taking in the world and saying, heads up, pay attention. Could be nervousness, but it could be something's not quite right. that's that first nervous system at work. All right, reach one more time. God grant me the serenity. Bring the opposite elbow over if you can remember. If you can't, you won't be too lopsided, no worries. All right, take the back of the hands together. Or bring the forearms side by side. Breath in as you reach high. Again, an opportunity to open up the upper back maybe. Relax your shoulder blades. Courage, the courage to change the things you can. And one more time, the wisdom to know the difference. All right, let's work our sun salutation. Reach your hands high on the breath in, and on the breath out, reach towards your toes or your block. And again, remember, blocks have 3 ways of reaching the floor to you. So you can use the tallest measure, or the side, or the flat position, or you can reach down to the floor. Bending knees is perfectly good idea. Your body is warming up. Now inhale, bring the hands to the shin or the thigh muscles as you reach the crown of your head forward. And then exhale and reach back down. All right, walk your feet back for a full plank, a half plank, an elbow plank, a table position, whatever feels right. And this, of course, is a strengthening posture. Yay for being strong in our spirit. Because when we practice our physical strength, Jace and I gave you a new name. Jace and I were talking about how it all works together, right? Your mental health, your spiritual health, your emotional health, your relational health, your physical health. It's not just one piece or part. And I know that Lillian's explored that through medicine as well. All right, now you can put your knees down, take your hips back, and if your back says this feels good, stay right there. Or if the doctor has said to you about how to take care of your back, that you don't need to do a certain way of bending, and this is the right way for you, you can hang out here, or you can push forward. If you can do a back bend, and that's going to be an inchworm position where you reach your chest forward, lifting the heart, and you're stretching your toes to the short side of your mat. So this is Sphinx pose, and you're really imagining that the elbows are reaching towards the ribs, they're opening the heart. All right. Strengthening our spirit today with lots of core strength. If the core is strong, then the extremities and the other pieces and parts of you are strong. So we're going to be working those ideas today as we think of the cross of our anchor. All right, hands on your shoulders, knees into the mat. You find in a table, and then from a table you find a down dog, and that's hips up high. And you shake your doggy tail from side to side if that feels good, or push the heels into the floor if it feels good to walk out the legs. Or you can bend the knees and stretch through the back muscles. You find what feels good. And remember, in TJ's, I forgot to say out loud, but you know, if anything hurts, don't do it. It's not like, do what the little yoga lady says to do. It's more like, what does my body need today and what feels good? And if you feel pain, that's like a message, like that means don't. Instead of pushing through like we've often been taught with our exercise instructions. And that idea that we talked about in church history, you know, interoception. What's going on in your body? What do you need to tend to? Pay attention, pay attention. All right, walk your feet to your hands and your hands to your feet. Find that forward fold. Again, use your tools if you need them. Inhale, come up halfway. That's going to be crown of the head forward. All right, hands on shins or thighs, and reach back down to the floor. Really feel your connection with the ground. Squeeze every muscle in your legs. Squeeze your belly, squeeze your gut, your tailbone, your bum muscles, grease your back, and then reach your hands out high to the sky. Press your palms together, thumbs to your heart. Is your body warming up? Yeah? I see that Lillian is already glistening. Lillian, you need to probably be under the fan. You can do that where you need to be. I need to bring you up there. All right, you've done that before? Okay, here we go. Inhale, arms reach high. Exhale, find your toes. Inhale, come up about halfway. Exhale, reach back down and find your second plank. All right, I'll say be bold and you say be bold. Be bold.
Be bold.
I'll say be brave. You say be brave. Be brave.
Be brave.
For the Lord thy God is with thee. Be bold.
Be bold.
Be brave.
Be brave.
For the Lord thy God is with thee. Be not afraid, sha-na-na-na-na-na. Be not dismayed, sha-na-na-na-na-na. Walk in faith and victory. For the Lord thy God is with thee. Knees down, hips back. All right, now you can hang out in child's pose or move forward. And remember, you have options when you work your back bend. You can be the snake and bring up the bend in the back, depending on what your doctors tell you. Or you can take the weight in the hands, under the arms, lengthen through the arms, and press into the top of your feet. So the weight is in the top of the feet and the hands. So you find the back bend, yay, that feels great in your body. Roll over the toes, find the down dog. Get down with your dog. All right, toes together. We'll get the space around you so you don't crash and bang into something. And lift one leg up high like a tail on a dog, pressing through the big toenail and the pinky toenail like you're putting on a Bobby doll shoe. And then big breath in as you lengthen and exhale, pull the knee to the chest and arch the back. And you can let the air out nice and loudly. Breath in as you lengthen. And exhale, bring the knee to the outside of the elbow, the same side for a mountain climber prep. There you go. Inhale, reach the leg long, this time twist it and reach to the opposite elbow. And now that you know how to do it again. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, knee to chest, arch the back. Inhale, reach high. Exhale to mountain climber prep. Yeah, inhale, reach high, twist it. Awesome sauce. Strengthening the core. Legs side by side. Breathing in and out. Shoulder blades are relaxed here, so it's kind of unique in that the shoulder blades are headed up to the ceiling, right? Not around your ears. All right, now look around you. Can you do your other leg without crash, boom, bang? All right, stretch and lengthen. Push the big toenail, pinky toenail into the Bobby doll shoe. All right, big breath in, pull it in. Inhale, extend, mountain climber prep. Inhale, extend, twist the body. Inhale, extend, knee to chest. Inhale, extend, mountain climber prep. Inhale, extend, twist the body. Yay! Bring the knees down to the mat, stretch back and find your version of child's pose. You can take your knees as wide as the mat if you like, and rest. You can use your block, stack your fists if your head doesn't reach towards the ground. Make it a restful position for you. Hands can be forward, or hands can be back by your feetsies. All right, so let's think about some ways we can be strong. So come up to the table. Go ahead and find your cow and your cat, where you drop your belly, your udders of the cow, right? We're gonna lift our chin and tailbone. And then exhale and find your angry cat, where you hiss. And just roll through that at your own pace of breath. You can also think of the cow as a happy cat. You know when you pet your cat and they go, meow, and they slow down. And an angry cat hiss. You got pets, Jason?
I do.
What you got?
All sorts of things.
Oh man, it's a zoo at your house.
Yes, it is.
Oh, lizards?
No, no lizards for
None of
me.
those bearded lizards?
Give it away to the in-laws.
Iguanas? We had a lady who had iguanas. She kept it in her bathtub. Cats, dogs then?
Just a dog and 3 cats.
3 cats! Holy moly.
I know.
Whee! What kind of dog?
She's a
Pit bull bulldog mix.
Oh, how about that? That's kind of what Steven has, right? Pit bull?
Yes, similar.
All right, find the neutral spine, and then reach a hand forward like you're going to shake hands with somebody across the room. And then take the opposite leg and put a footprint in the space behind you as you work a spinal balance. The great thing about this is everything in the posterior chain of the body is working. Bring the hand and the knee back to the mat and breath in and stretch the opposite sides. Now, if this is too much, you can always just do a hand or just a leg. You don't have to coordinate together. Again, move with your breath. Inhale as you lengthen and extend, and exhale as you bring it all back to the mat. And if it's hard on your knees, roll the mat up and then give your knees a little cushion. And just welcome all the wobbling, because that's your body getting stronger, trying a new thing. Relax your shoulders, relax the jaw. Take the corners of the mouth up to your ears. All right, reaching long. Okay, when you feel even, like if you can even remember what you started on, come on back to the mat, and we're going to try some side plank efforts. All right, so turn sideways on your mat, and the first one you want to try is more like what's called a gate pose. Take a hand towards the short side of the mat, take a leg towards the short side of the mat, and then reach a hand high. So you're propped up on the knee here. And if that feels good, all right, and we're going to both sides, so whatever side you do first is all good. All right, and then you're gonna maybe take the hand that's high, reach it over the ear, and really pull that hip up to the sky, so like you're like a rainbow. And this is called the gate pose. And if you want to play with it a little more, you can lift the leg up into the air and breathe. Welcome the wiggle water. So the story I have for you today is about the superheroes and how even superheroes can get scared. So they may be afraid of the dark, and they may not like loud noises. All right, bring everything back down. All right, and then take your knees side by side, and then reach to the opposite side and try whatever version of that you'd like to try on this side. And so the superheroes, the question is if they have all these fears, does it keep them from being a superhero? There's the fear of big animals, maybe, like dogs that bark at you. There's a fear they express of ocean and water, like just being afraid of water. My grandma was just deathly afraid of water. All right, bring yourself back to your knees and then breathe your wings up and exhale down. All right, we tried that on both sides, right? Breathe the wings up and exhale down. All right, now we're going to try another version of that side plank effort. And so this version, we're going to come back, and this time, well, actually, I like to set it up for full plank. So do your full plank, hand under the heart, and twist your feetsies, okay? So you can do this with crisscross legs, or you can bring the leg that's forward underneath the middle of the body and reach here. Or you can stack your feet like Jace is illustrating, or you can star your on the blade of that foot and lengthen up. Find the way you want to work the side plank. That works for you. Thank yourself for giving a good effort today to be strong in the spirit. It's all good.
I'm in a good position on my hand.
Oh, okay, what do you need to rest your, you need some, you want to roll your mat up? Oh, wrist, is
My
it your
wrist,
wrist?
yeah.
Okay, here.
Yeah.
We have tons of weights here, yay for access to tools. All right, so what you can do, Lillian, is put this in your hand so
and then
that you're not
watch you.
putting your weight on your
On the
wrist so
wrist,
much.
watch you. Thank you.
Yeah, Jace, go ahead and try your other side and see what else. So work both sides. Everybody, yeah. Those octagonal weights are awesome. And if that's not a big enough one, we can get a, like if your knuckles are reaching
Maybe the
there.
next, yeah, thank you. Thank you.
You are so welcome. We didn't have these tools at Hobson Meeting. Yeah. So just play with that and know that your body's good. So do you have any fears, especially? That you would, and you can come down out of that after you've given it a try. Find your child's pose to rest. I'm I'm scared of the dark. I go ahead and tell you, I don't like things completely dark. I do like a little light going on. But in the book, Laser Man is using his powers to make the light in the dark, so therefore he has no powers whenever it's time to save the world with his laser focus, right? So all of the superheroes in the story find their way of managing the fears and then being able to still do the work that God is calling them to do. All right, once you've rested and take your time, join us when you can. Find your toes into the mat and your down dog, and then walk your paws together. Now, push the feet into the floor, squeeze every muscle of the leg, belly's tight, the bum is tight, and reach up and find your chair pose. Super! We're just gonna sit in the chair, relax. Check and say which foot is bearing the most weight, or is it pretty even? Lengthen through the back. No J-Lo's, right? Or you have your bubble bone coming out. All right, and then press high and reach your hands down by your side. Feet as wide as the mat and go side to side. All right, let's do one more fun thing before we do some twisting and resting. I can't believe how fast the time goes. All right. Then 1 foot forward and 1 foot back, warrior one posture. I love me some warrior one, right? All right, so the belly button is reaching towards the mat. This pose is about stretching and strengthening and balancing and, what did I miss? Breathing. All right, you do it all. All right, reach your elbow creases up by your ears. Now, if you find that your shoulders start to do this because you're doing a hard thing, then you bring your elbows down, rotate pinkies towards one another, or make a Y with your hands. The weight is in the outside blade of the feet, and then your knee is over your ankle. So my knee will sometimes wander, right? So try to keep the knee, and then use the muscles, right? You're retraining muscles that might have gotten tight, or because you cross your legs, or because you live life, right? And sometimes things are shorter here in the hip, or tighter, and so back toes are like towards 10, or 2, or 11, or 1, but the belly button is reaching forward. Pull one hand down if you haven't already and say, be bold.
Be bold.
Be brave.
Be brave.
All right, reach those arms back up. For the Lord thy God is with thee. Be bold.
Be bold.
Be brave.
Brave.
For the Lord thy God is with thee. All right, now we're going to do something really challenging, maybe not. We're going to reach down to the ground or the blocks. You can set them up in front of you. And we're going to do something called a standing split. Now, my standing split looks like a standing L, but you can channel your inner Simone. And you're going to breathe in, reach high, and work towards the blocks. And extend that leg. You don't want to pop open the hip. It's more about keeping the hips side by side, but just lengthening as far as you can. Rest your head. It's not the neck that's at work here. Shake it, yes, shake it, no. Shake it, no. Be not afraid, sha-na-na-na-na-na. Be not dismayed, sha-na-na-na-na-na. Walk in faith and victory, for the Lord thy God is with thee. Squeeze your tummy, press through that strong leg. See yourself do it before it happens. Bring the knee through and find your store. If you have to touch down, that's no worries. You're just challenging yourself to give it a try. Breathe. Squeeze your tummy every time you wobble. Shoulders relaxed. Find that focal point. The leg that's high crosses over the standing leg, and then reach your hands down for a stretch of the back of that working leg. Reach to your blocks or to the floor. And then walk your hands. Hello! That's probably not somebody I know, is it? Walk your hands up and uncross your legs and shake it out. Do I know him? Do I know him? Hey, how are you? We're doing some yoga.
Is Billy here?
I've not seen Billy this morning. All right.
Have a good one. You doing
All
okay?
right, take the opposite leg forward, reach back with the leg that was the forward leg. Now, so this is awesome for the muscles around that hip. You've got lots of muscles there deep in that joint called hip flexor. So you're giving them a chance to stretch here and open. It's a deep seated muscles, and there's a handful of them, right, Lillian? All right, and so please always correct me if I'm like a little off. Check your knee over the ankle. Check and see if your leg is falling in or out. Weight in the outside. See, I'm dumping into the inside of my back leg. So weight in the outside of the legs. Again, you're working muscles that haven't had a chance to work. If you were completely symmetrical with your work, you put your arms high, then you would have lived a boring life. All right, so your life has led you to the body and the where you are today, right? With the imbalances or the tightnesses or the aches and pains, and that's good. Because if you'd been born life, you wouldn't have all these nuances. And you have definitely not got to put those talents in the ground in your backyard, right? You got to use them and get out there and live. One arm down, show me a muscle, be brave.
Brave.
Be bold. For the Lord thy God is with thee. Be brave.
Brave.
Be bold.
Bold.
For the Lord thy God is with thee. Imagine yourself as you go for that standing splits. Weights in the forward leg. Lift at the back leg. Reach to the ground or the blocks. Hip side by side. Be not afraid. Sha-na-na-na-na-na. Be not dismayed. Sha-na-na-na-na-na. Walk in faith and victory. For the Lord thy God is with thee. Alright, see yourself do it, because when you think about, we bring about. Now it's on the forward leg, and you're going to squeeze your tummy as you breathe the knee through for your stroke. Touchdown, reset, no worries. You already got your prize, you got your peacock feather, right? Woo! So there's no blue ribbon or we're doing it any way better than another. It's all good. You're here, you're working it. Lower the forward leg over the back leg and reach down. Hey, Steven, come on in the house. How are you today?
Yes,
Good. All right, uncross your legs. Take your bum back. Reach your arms up for a chair pose. What color mat you want? You want a mat? You're good to hang out. You're fixing to rest. You like that part. All right, and then take your bum lower. Take your bum lower. Take your bum lower. Reach down to the blocks or the floor and see if you can take your bum all the way to the mat. See if you can do it controlled. If you can't, just plop down. I'll get there however you want to get there. It's all good. All right, reaching one leg out, tenting the other leg. All right, we're going to take the leg that's long and strong with the toes to the ceiling and wrap that same side arm around the knee and reach the other arm back and look over our shoulder. Grow tall on the breath in, and on the exhale, get a little more twist to the body. And breathe. All right. Now uncurl and furl, come back, take your feet side by side and wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And then just tip from your hips, nose roll reaching towards toes. And then if your body would like to do the rounded back and reach lower, you're welcome to. If your body can reach to the shins or the feet sees, it's all good. But you're just working a stretch for the back of the legs here, and this is what's called a seated forward bend, forward fold, which we did when we did our sun salutations with our feet on the ground, right? Same deal. We're being super, oh, he's gone. We're being super today. All right, tip the other leg. So now you're twisting in the opposite direction. See how these say twist, naturally realign the spine. All right, so we're going to take that arm, wrap it around, reach up and over, and have a second backbone with that hand. Hey! Where did I leave them? That's mine. Thank you, ma'am. I literally rolled sad when I was trying to go.
How did you know they were hers?
I didn't.
She just thought they were somebody
right here and they were by the back door. So I wanted to come
That's me.
Awesome.
I am like everywhere, and I'm like teaching people to be mindful. How am I doing?
in. Really awesome. Stretch on.
Yeah.
Have a good one.
All right, come back around. Yeah, I think it's a hoot that I try to teach people to be mindful. All right, then we're gonna squeeze and roll. All right, now roll to the side of your body. All right, and then lay that hand down. We're gonna work on getting from a seated position to a, work yourself over to your back and roll to the other side. All right, now take the hand that's closest to the floor, stretch it out, push with the other hand up, and come to a seated position. Yeah. So we're not yanking on our back by just pulling straight up. All right, reach back down. Jeez, they probably don't have to worry about this, but us older folks, we got to know these little tricks. All right, reach over to the side body, push the upper hand in and find that seated position. So that's a good way to take care of yourself as you're going from seated, laying down to seated, get down to the bed in the mornings. Do it one more time on the other side. Press up. And then, of course, we can practice going to stand, but I don't know about y'all, but we're ready for rest. And I'm so sad I left the lavender floss. Bless it. All right, so, Chase, usually we have like a little washcloth that's wet with, and it's, with the ice pack, so it's got the lavender essential oil in it, and it's something you can put on your forehead or your eye, like over your eyes, and it can help with resting. But they're in my refrigerator at home.
That's
So we'll not do any good for you today, but let your knees fall side to side. Any movement that your body needs before you could be maybe still and quiet for a bit. Take your knees into your armpits and rock and roll your feet like a happy baby, or with little kiddos, we call this dead bug as well. And then just get yourself comfortable. So you may be comfortable laying on your back body and just extending legs. If you have low back tightness, you can put your blocks underneath your thighs, or you can keep your knees tented. Sometimes I like to take the feet to the width of the mat and then let the knees fall together. That can be helpful. All right, we'll read our story. Take a minute to rest quietly, let all the good work sink in, and we'll close with being Wonder Women and Superman. Who we are is who God designed us to be, and we want to be healthy and strong so that the total package can get the work done that God's called us to do. Even superheroes get scared. When superheroes get worried or scared, when they fret, when they sweat, when they feel unprepared, what if they let their fears take control? Would that affect their superhero role? Imagine superheroes afraid of bugs. Would that prevent them from chasing bugs? What if thunder filled them with dread? Would they curl up and hide under their bed? Could superheroes get nervous near oceans and allow boats to sink because of the emotions? And what if they fear the darkness at night? Would they waste their powers keeping it bright? What would be a good use of the energy that you have? Imagine if superheroes felt stressed in tight places. Would they rush back home to avoid such places? And what if heights made them feel tense? Would they fail to come to their friends' defense? When superheroes get worried or scared, when they fret, when they sweat, when they feel unprepared, they could run off screeching. They could, but they don't, because real superheroes just wouldn't. They won't. Instead, they feel fear. They choose to be brave. They're villains to fight and cities to save. With calming breaths, they stand up straight and strengthen their faith that things will go great. All right, those deep breaths, letting God work in your heart, acting like God really exists. Taking the breaths. They question tall tales from those scared inner voices. They calculate risk and make logical choices. So the dude that was afraid of the water, he's learning to swim, right? He's minimizing his risk. They speak with mentors who are wise and kind. And thank you that we have a community where we are full of mentorships. All right, understanding and support bring them peace of mind. One step at a time, they face the unknown, and that's how they stretch their comfort zone. Each time they conquer what stressed them before, they grow stronger and braver and trust themselves more. They know things that make them feel panicked or queasy sometimes end up being super easy. It could be unnerving to face something new. It could be fun and exciting too. Mastering fear and overcoming doubt, that's what superheroes are all about. It's okay if they tremble or if their hearts pound, and it's okay if they wish they were home safe and sound. But then they get up and get on with their day, saving the world in their most super way. Begin to deepen your breath. Invite small movements back in the fingers and toes and roll the ankle joints and the wrist and rock the head maybe side to side. And if you wanted to stay here and rest longer, know that you can do this. Give yourself this gift anytime throughout the day. Just even a minute, 30 seconds to lay down and to let God go to work. Working through your breath, working through your strengthening postures to make you strong, bold, and brave. Maybe your body would like a full stretch from fingertips to toe tips. Maybe your body would like to pull the knees to the chest. And whatever your body is calling for, give yourself that gift. And when you're ready, roll over to your side body. Either side is good. Take a breath or two there, like one of Jace's many cats, curled up, resting. And take your time, there's absolutely no hurry, but when you're ready, you can push yourself up into a tall seated position. If it feels good to sit on your blocks to give your hips some space to work, that's a good position. Or you can put a block underneath your body and do hero pose, like where you're just on your knees with your feet, like your hips are resting on your heels. Whatever, however it is easy for you to sit. Make it work for you. And we'll close with a song I love to teach children. All right, Stephen and Hoppy, we're going to put it on Lillian and Jace today. All right, so this is my big breathing box. So you big breath in, right? It shows how you feel the body up there, and big breath out. All right, so we're going to do a big breath in, and then we'll hold it over Lillian's head. Now, the little people, we get to crawl inside. But there's more of us big people, so we're going to just hold it over your head and just take a magical moment to sing, I want my life to make a difference. I want my life to make a change. I want my life to do some good here. I want my life to make a change. Yay! All right, thank you. When you do your yoga, that's one way, one tool in the toolbox. Thank you, Stephen. All right, we'll sing for Jace. Thank you for being here, Jace. Waiting on the silly little yoga teacher who's always a little tardy. Here we go. I want my life to make a difference. I want my life to make change. I want my life to do some good here. I want my life to make change. Yay! Alright, breathe your wings up to the sky. Reach high. Press your palms together as you exhale and bring your thumbs to your heart. Fold at the waist and say namaste. The Christ in me honors and appreciates the Christ in you and how each of us together can make the world a better place like only we can get her done. Peace be with you all. Yay, team!
Thank you.
All right, so here's how we are all Wonder Women.